أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطاهرين، لا سيما بقية الله الحجة بن الحسن فداه أرواح العالمين، واللعن الدائم على أعدائهم أبد الآبدين ودهر الداهرين. اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقادا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتع فيها طويلا. Verse number 282 and 283 of the second chapter, Surah Al-Baqarah. Of course, we're going to discuss the longest verse of Quran, which is about borrowing money. And what should we do if we want to borrow money? Of course, it is a sensitive topic in Islam's eyes because it's people's wealth. And as you know, we have too many rules for people's wealth that's been mentioned in Quran. أَتَأْخُذُونَهُ بُهْتَانًا وَإِثْمًا مُبِينًا, as for dowries. وَقَدْ أَفْضَى بَعْضُكُمْ إِلَى بَعْضٍ. You gave them the meher and you want to take it back? It's them. It's a lot, you know, they don't deserve it. It's them now. It's not up to you. You were able not to get married to this lady, and etc. So you have to be careful. So لا يحل مال امرئ مسلم إلا بطيب من نفسه. No permission for you to use a Muslim's wealth unless if he is pleased with that. بطيب من نفسه. So not unless he gives the permission, بطيب من نفسه. So he give it without any what? Pressure. Give the permission without any طيب. كلوه حلالا طيبا. طيب يعني he's pleased. That's okay. Take it. إلا بطيب من نفسه. So in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about when you borrow money, you have to write it down. And you want to write it down, you have to take witnesses for that as well. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us how you have to write it down, and Ahlul Bayt explain it. So if you cannot write it down, let someone who knows how to write it down. So I don't know how to do that procedure. Take a lawyer. So literally I saw it that take a lawyer. Because when Ahlul Bayt explain that, take somebody who knows how to write it. Otherwise you might write it against yourself. You know how some people manipulate you when they write. So people who knows how to do it. People who know how to do it. And if you cannot find two men, then a man and two women. And if they are asked to witness, to testify, they have to go, and it's not halal for them, permissible for them to avoid going to the court to testify.
So this is just for borrowing money?
Yeah? Yes.
It's mustahab to do it?
It's mustahab, but it's mustahab, but they say if you borrow your money without writing, and then you start to do dua, oh Allah give me thawab, Allah won't give you the thawab. Because you did not write it. You had to do it. As we have in some narrations, few people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't listen to them. A person who's cursing his wife, while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the solution in his hand, he can divorce her. So why are you cursing her? Allah won't listen to you, won't answer your call. You either live with her or leave her to go. You're not allowed to curse her. من هيك منك والله يلعنك وانا ادعو عليك بصلاة الليل. عليك كيفك اخوي. تدعو عليها بصلاة الليل. You know what I mean? دعوا عليها وما دعاء الكافرين الا في ضلال. Allah won't listen to you. Well, I don't want to listen. You don't want what? You don't want people to tell you that you divorce your wife? You want to have the reputation and curse her to die, then you can go and marry another woman and do the same thing to her. You get me? So several people, Allah won't listen to them. Al-musafiru wahdah. You know, when you go to travel alone, well, you have to take people with yourself. Al-na'imu fil bayti wahdah. The one who sleeps alone in her house. Mal'oon. Yeah. Bring a rooster or something, do something. I mean, if you can, if somebody, al-akilu wahdah. We have that in our narrations that Ibrahim, peace be upon him, used to go out and find some people to eat with him. And my mother was like that. Always, when we used to serve her with food, she wouldn't eat until somebody eats with her. Yeah, she learned that of Ibrahim, salamullahi alayhi. But she's been doing that for, I don't know, decades. She doesn't eat unless somebody eats with her. She doesn't enjoy it. So, yeah. So if somebody doesn't write it, and they said, yeah, لعنة والدي هذا اللي باقني. You didn't write it. Why you curse his parents? You know? You had to write it. So if you're traveling and you have, you know, pen and paper or witnesses, فرهان مغبوضة. So take some stuff of that person, put it in your hand as an evidence. Yes, your car is with me. Your mobile phone is with me. Guarantee. What they call it in
Deposit.
not deposit, in
Bond.
not bond, guarantor, something in bank they use that.
Guarantor.
Like, for example, someone's parents are guarantors on the loan.
Not guarantor. That's what do they call the premises that you put as a guarantee for yourself to borrow money from the bank. They have a phrase for that. No, it's the same thing, but I don't know the تصريفه مالته. ما أدري قبل فترة سمعتها.
مرات السيارة, for example, like you can put it as security.
Yeah, it's security, bond, whatever.
Yeah.
So رهان مقبوضة. Not rihan. Rihanun maqbudah. You take it. My house in Tehran. It's not in my hand. It's not rahin. Rahin is rahin. Bond is bond when it's in my hand. The lender. The one who's borrowing, not taking the borrow. Or the one who give you the borrow. Farahan maqbudah. So this is the gist of these two verses. And of course, too many details. I was reading today for more than an hour. Narrations under these two verses. Too many details. Why two ladies? And نست إحداهما تذكر, because ladies have too many responsibilities with kids. And especially back then, they were not used to such things. So they might forget and etc. This is the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We accept it. We're not gonna bring philosophy against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We accept it. Closed eyes? Yes, closed eyes. We are like that. It's up to you how you want to be. You are free man, civilized, but we are civilized as well. This is what Quran says. Can you bring somebody who's not citizen here to witness against somebody who's citizen? Somebody who doesn't have a valid visa to witness? They don't accept the court. We're human beings. Why you don't accept? Because he doesn't have the visa here. So if you have rules, Allah has rules as well. So, and yeah, usually ladies won't be taken as witness, but in a few occasions, such as money, wealth, and things like that. Not very dangerous thing, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want them to be involved in very hard cases that are going to put too much pressure on them. You know? So he's making it easy for them. What's wrong with that?
Or even normally there's two يعني شاهدين بينما الزنا يعني واحد.
You know?
The two witnesses equate one witness of a man, is it?
Now here it should be two, but if you don't have two men, can be one man and two ladies.
Okay.
This is the main topic of this. And of course, when you borrow money, I'm mentioning that before I go through the verse. If somebody borrows 100,000 tolmans, borrowed that 10 years ago or 15 years ago, 100,000, or let's say 10 million tolmans, Iranian's currency. 10 million tolmans back then used to be 17 years ago, $10,000. And now 10 million tolmans is $100 US. So should he pay back only $10,000 or 10 million tolmans? There is a debate between scholars, but people like Ayatollah Wahid said they have to come to an agreement. Because really, especially with ladies, so dowries was 10,000 tolmans. Still 10,000 tolmans? No, some say no. So the value of 10,000 tolmans back then is now. So when you borrow money, why they debate that? Because the problem is what? The problem is riba. So I took 10,000 tolmans and I'm returning back, let's say, 20 million tolmans, 50 million tolmans. Isn't it that riba? That's why they come and say, come to an agreement. So just accept, do that, and etc. So when you borrow money as well, of course, you cannot put condition that you borrow money and take more. But it is mustahab for me to give more. If I borrow $100 of you, it's mustahab for me to give you back $120. But if I put condition, or you put condition, and I accept that this is the riba and usury, or I say abusery. You know, they call it usury, but I call it abusery. There's no such word, but if you can tell Cambridge just to record that.
What if I give, like, I borrow a loan from the bank?
Yeah.
And to avoid interest, I give the bank a gift. I change my intention.
You can, but the problem is when you sign the papers, that's the problem.
That's the issue.
Okay. So this is it. So when we go through the verse, you can understand how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to protect our wealth and how He's legislating laws, legislation, so He can protect people's wealth and properties. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا تداينتم بدين إلى أجل مسمى. I'm giving you $1,000 for 1 year. فاكتبوه, then write it down. No, I trust you, even if you trust me. Just write it down. وليكتب بينكم كاتب بالعدل. Let somebody writes down and he be just in writing, not deceiving people. ولا يأبى كاتب أن يكتب كما علمه الله. No, I don't have time to write for you. Just write it down. You're a katib. You're a writer. You know how to do it. They say in Iraq, they call it katib al-adl. Hope they are not katib al-dhulm, but katib al-adl. فليكتب وليملل الذي عليه الحق. Okay, the one who has to pay. Okay, write down. I borrowed as a what? As a confess. I borrowed $1,000 of Sayyid Mahdi, for instance. وليتق الله ربه ولا يبخس منه شيئا. So do not play and manipulate. So $10,000, whether it's Australian or American, just write it down. And then you borrowed American bucks, and then now you want to return Australian bucks. I said, dollar. You know. فإن كان الذي عليه الحق سفيها أو ضعيفا أو لا يستطيع أن يمله فليملل وليه بالعال. If he doesn't get it, doesn't know how to do it, it's a hard job, it's a sensitive job, let his wali, the one who's taking care of this person, do the job. Let's a lawyer do the job or does the job, and etc. واستشهدوا شهيدين من رجالكم. So, who says that it's my signature? I have two witnesses. So not only writing, but taking witnesses as well. واستشهدوا شهيدين منكم. And we have two types of shahid. So sometimes I'm here, something happens, and the judge tells me, come and testify. I don't have to go. But when you take me, you be a witness, and I accept, then if the judge wants me, I have to go. So there is some incidents happens, and they're not taking me as witness, but I was witnessing it. When they ask me, should I go? No need sometimes. I can and I can avoid. But if they take me as witness, and they ask me to go to testify in the court, I have to go. واستشهدوا شهيدين من رجالكم فإن لم يكونا رجلين, if you don't have two men, فرجل وامرأتان. Can we take 4 ladies? No. ممن ترضون من الشهداء, those that you accept, they are rightful people. So why 2 ladies? أن تضل إحداهما فتذكر إحداهما الأخرى. So if some of the ladies forgets, the other one reminds her. ولا يأبى الشهداء إذا ما دعوا. They're not allowed to refrain from going and testifying. ولا تسأموا أن تكتبوه صغيرا أو كبيرا. Even if it's a small amount, just write it down. Do not get bored. تسأموا means do not get bored. أن تكتبوه صغيرا أو كبيرا.
Said what
إلى أجله. Verse 282. سورة البقرة. ذلكم أقسط عند الله وأقوم للشهادة وأدنى أن لا ترتابوا. It's closer to justice in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will be avoiding any types of doubts later. إلا أن تكون تجارة حاضرة تديرونها بينكم فليس عليكم جناح إلا تكتبوها. Unless if it's what? It's trading. You don't need to just I'm buying and selling. I don't need to write everything. It's better, but I don't need. But this one, you need to. You need to buy to write it down. فليس عليكم جناح ألا تكتبوا وأشهدوا إذا تبايعتم. You don't need to what? To write it down, but take witnesses. This is the difference between borrowing money and trading. Trading, you don't need to write it down, but you need to take witnesses. Just in case you're buying and selling a house, you need to take with some witnesses. ولا يضار كاتب ولا شهيد. So the one who writes, he can get paid. The one who wants to testify, I'm going to tell you, come today and to testify in the court. Okay, I'm working. I'm making $500 a day. You don't expect me to travel from Melbourne to Sydney to witness? I'm going to lose 2 days of my wages. No, we're going to pay you that. لا يضار. لا يضار كاتب ولا شهيد. I'll give you some of time. Take the money. وإن تفعلوا فإنه فسوق بكم واتقوا الله ويعلمكم الله والله بكل شيء عليم. If you harm them, that's wrong. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching you, and Allah knows everything. He knows what can limit what can limit manipulations. What can limit manipulations. وإن كنتم على سفر ولم تجدوا كاتبا فرهان مقبوضة. Where I can find كاتب العدل? Where can I find كاتب العدل? I'm traveling, I'm borrowing money. Okay, I'm giving you that, just give me something as an evidence that you borrowed that money of me. فإن أمن بعضكم بعضا فليؤدي الذي اؤتمن أمانته وليتق الله ربه. If I borrow you something, I'm trusting you with my car, just give it back to me. Okay, say it. جزاك الله خير. ولا تكتموا الشهادة, and do not hide what you witnessed for. ومن يكتمها فإنه آثم قلبه. If somebody conceals testimonies, conceals realities and truths, actually his heart is committing a sin. فإنه آثم قلبه. والله بما تعملون عليم. And whatever you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that. What? Very well.
So can you explain in a practical scenario?
Which one?
Like the whole thing. Like for example, if you were to borrow money from me.
Yeah. Write it down, and let's take Brother Muhammad and Sayyid Mahdi as witness. And let's say that we're traveling, nobody's with us, and nobody can write. So when I borrow money of you, I can give you my mobile phone, I can give you my camera as a what?
Collateral.
As a bond. So if I say, no, I didn't borrow, so what's your camera doing in my hand?
Sayyid, what if
And then if I don't give it back to you, you can keep the
This
camera.
is not wajib yet.
It's not wajib, but it's makruh to avoid. It's not mustahab to do, it's makruh to avoid. And if somebody avoids it, and he will take the responsibility of
losses?
his losses. Ahsan.
So if, for example, someone wants to borrow money from me, I'll tell them, give me some collateral.
I'll write it down.
Write it down with two witnesses, or give me some rahan, some bonds.
Oh, okay. It's either or.
Yeah.
حتى لو واحد قريب مثلا أخوك أو أبوك.
هسه ابوك لا، انت وما لك تلا ابيك.
Hey, by your brother like cousin.
يعني افضل. اخوي خلينا نكتب. مو شي بس لان القرآن يقول. افضل يعني.
سيدك كبير يسوون المسألة يقول فيها شوي انحراف.
خلصت يقول انا ما اعطيك قرض الله وياك. لا واحد ما يخلق مشكلة. افضل.
Yeah, صحيح. Does the bond have to equate the amount that you borrow?
It doesn't have to be. No. Any evidence. It doesn't say anything. صلى اللهم على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.